여러분.
This is how we do when my homies go.
You're listening to Gecko Radio, Jeju Morning Alternative.
Good morning, Jeju. Good morning. And sorry, we completely lost track of time. I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, it gets kind of mad when we are setting everything up in the morning today. But I hope you guys are here. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I sure did. Let me tell you what went down this weekend. I went to Nok, and we talked about that on the weekend rundown. It's a very cool, hip, like music space, but like, you know, cafe space in Seogwipo. And actually, one of the artists that we have been really following for a while, she goes by Godarxk, and it's a really cool spelling. It's like Godarxk. She's an amazing artist. She kind of has bossa nova vibes, but she does a bunch of different music. Well, she's not Jeju based, but she's visiting Jeju, and she performed a solo act just with acoustic at Nok, and I went to see her, and I can put in the image in real time right here. Thank you, PT. Boop. There we are. Boop. And then I'm here on the left. There she is in the center, and she's fantastic. She is super sweet, incredibly talented, amazingly talented. So, you know, I went there to kind of scout her out to maybe ask, like, hey, like, would it be cool if we could have you on Gecko Radio? And she was like, sure, all the way. So we are so thankful, and we're going to play her music from now on Gecko Radio. So thank you so much, Godarxk. Okay, so yes, also, we went on the Jeju, the Expats Festival, and we'll get into that more deeply later on in the show. Good morning. Yeah, writer JY Choi says, sorry we're late. Yes, we lost track of time, so sorry about that. Our fault. Okay, but you know, it's YouTube. I think we're okay. Hopefully you guys forgive us. So we'll get into the Expats Festival later, what went down. But what else are we going to do? Of course, we're going to talk about the weather around Jeju to help you plan out your Monday and maybe get your week started off right. And then we got the question of the day, hint, fruit. Then it is Jeju Morning News Briefing. Then it's time for what's going down in the GEC. And then finally, it's our Monday segment, Jeju Good Eaten, our food spot segment. And then we'll wrap things up with a segment, Forever Homes. Will we have Forever Homes, writer JY? Yes, we will. Okay, fantastic. Okay, we will have Forever Homes, which is great. Yeah, so that is our show for the day. I didn't get a chance to put in all the media yet, so you're going to have to deal with it in real time, which is super fun on my end. Really fun. Okay, so with that said, why don't we start things off with Godarxk. This is her title track from a new album, Banana. Super fun. Okay.
이 정도 딱 좋아 내가 만든 바나나 우유 이제 우리말도 글쎄 하얄 때 지방 됐나봐 들판에 바나나 나무 아니 거래할 바나나 나무 네가 좋아하던 바나나 우유 만들 수 있을까나 바나나 안 이번에도
You're listening to the GEC's very own Gecko Radio, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Jeju Morning Alternative.
That's right. Monday through Friday, Jeju Morning Alternative. I am back. Last Friday, you might have been confused because you had Writer JY. Good morning, everybody. If you are tuning in, Howserino. Yes, we apologized for being late. We were late today. I'm sorry. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. Thank you for giving us Howserino. They are more in a listening mode. Got home from traveling. The house is a mess and I have lots of laundry to do. Yes, I know that. They always say like it's a good tip to like clean your house before you go out so you come home to a clean house. I'm not saying we do that because we do not. We should follow that though. If you think my voice is a little extra cool and deep sounding, yes, I was out all weekend just hanging out, partying, just meeting people. Hopefully, also recruiting musicians for Gecko Radio. So I was a busy bee out this weekend. So my voice may sound a little bit on the scratchy, tougher side. So please bear with me. I think it sounds kind of cool. It sounds kind of deep and kind of gravelly, which is kind of cool today. What's going on, everybody? Yes, today's June 15th. This is episode 36. We are approaching 40, and then we're going to get to 50, which is actually pretty crazy. The artist that we heard earlier, that was Godarxk. Again, I saw her on the weekend. She's going to be in Jeju until like in 20-something. So she's going to be here for a while. I realized I need to make an edit to that song because there's a car horn in there. And I got to tell you, that's like super scary if you're listening to the radio and you're driving and you just hear car horn. So I'm gonna have to do a little edit and maybe cut out the car horn, the honking, in the song just for our drivers out there for sure. I know in the States, like some commercials, they actually have like honking of horns and in the radio commercials. I feel like that should be straight up illegal. Like you shouldn't be doing that. So I'll make sure to make a little edit there for you guys. Yeah, so it is June 15th. We are in the middle of June, well into it, and summer is making itself known. How is it making itself known? Well, we got hydrangea coming. We have mosquitoes coming. Yes, gotta love it. Okay, the days are longer. The weather is absolutely warming up. And with BHA, SJ, and KS on summer break, the NLCS is wrapping this week, and GEC is settling into a different rhythm. That's right. The GEC gets quiet. It gets quiet because a lot of these students, international students, some of them are from all over the world, so they travel maybe back to their home country. Others just travel, straight up travel. A lot of my students, they're traveling right now. So I kind of have a little summer break of my own, my own little mini summer break. It's the start of a brand new week, and hopefully you've got a fresh cup of coffee. I sure do, and just enough of motivation to get the money moving. If you're just joining us for the first time, Gecko Radio, well, we're Jeju's English language morning show for expats, English learners, school families, students, teachers, and anyone who enjoys a little local news and island life to start the day. Whether you're commuting to work, walking the dog, or easing into a quieter summer morning, thanks for spending a part of it with us. Yes. And, follow us on this journey. We have Gecko Radio. Jeju, please follow us on Instagram because we put a lot of highlights of the artists and also the news that we covered today. So that's pretty important. If you feel like it, follow me. Okay. I just put up random stuff. I'm at Makia, but definitely follow our writer at Jeju Jade. She's doing all sorts of stuff. She's just all over the country, like on the mainland, in Jeju. She's an MC. We're going to talk about an event that she was recently MC for. And she's a Henya as well. So she's got a bunch of cool stuff up there too. So Aha, yes, let's get into the question of the day, and then we'll do our next song break. Question of the day. It's the gecko question of the day. It's the gecko question of the day. Question of the day. It's the gecko question of the day. Yeah. All right, the question of the day. Let's check it out. And now we got it in graphic form. Again, our production value is going up here. We just need to be on time. Okay, here we go. Check this out. Now, this is very interesting, okay, because you look here and it's clearly for fruits, but the question is kind of unique. This is interesting, okay? So, here's the question, okay? In Jeju, there's a traditional summertime side dish where slices of sweet fruit are dipped into doenjang, okay, or that's a soybean paste, and eaten as a panchan side dish, like doenjang, doenjang jjigae or just doenjang, okay, the soybean paste, all right? There's a traditional summertime side dish where these slices of fruit are dipped, or maybe there's a little spoonful and you put it on top. So, which fruit would it be? Yeah, soybean paste. What? Yeah, and it's eaten as a banchan side dish. Is it A, halabong, B, apple mango, C, Korean melon, or that's chame, right? Or D, peach, right? Okay, so which one again? In Jeju, there's a traditional summertime side dish where the slices of this sweet fruit are dipped in doenjang and eaten as banchan side dish, okay? Is it halabang, apple mango, Korean melon, that's that yellow striped melon, not my favorite, or D, peach, okay? All right, so when we get back after the weather, we're going to answer this question after the weather, which is a bit further down the line, but I'll make sure to put this question of the day into the chat. So there you go. Moving on. Okay, let's get rid of this pick question of the day. All right. Moving on. Let's do our next song. Yes, this is another artist who is recently joined the Gecko Radio team. She is, the more we listen to her, the more we realize how talented she is. JY talked about her on Friday. But again, we need to emphasize how incredible she is. Her range is insane. The type of music she covers and does, and also she composes. She plays a lot of the background instruments. She's incredible. So this is Yamyoung by HUMIN, and get ready to listen a lot more by her.
그날 너에게 깨어난 나를 숨겼다 그리워하던 네 붉은 살 냄새 그래 너와 나 손끝을 세게 부여잡고 그렇게 늘 그렇게 늘 함께 하자 Nobody knows when the daybreak comes again. Somebody wants to leave and go away.
What's the weather like in Jeju? We're gonna tell you what to do if it's sunny or rainy or common typhoons. What's the weather like in Jeju? Yes, we're back. What's the weather like in Jeju? We're gonna tell you what to do. Yeah. Okay, we're back, and now let's take a look at the weather around Jeju. I do that kind of stuff just to get myself. I gotta fake it till you make it. I just gotta act like an idiot to get my own energy up. All right, so here we go. Jeju for Monday, June 15th. I was outside this morning and letting the dogs out, and it was like, ooh, okay, this is summer. This is a Sunday, or this is a Monday summer morning for sure. Okay, it is shaping up to be a warm and mostly cloudy day, across the island. That's surprising because when I looked outside, oh yeah, I guess it is cloudy now. When I was outside just earlier, the sun was out, but just like that, cloud cover. Okay, now in Jeju City, expect temperatures to climb to around the mid 20s with a slight chance of passing morning shower before the skies become increasingly cloudy. Later in the day. Interesting. Now, down in Daejeong, that's where we are looking at a pleasant start to the week. It'll be mostly cloudy with highs around 26 degrees, but there should be plenty of opportunities to get outside and enjoy the day. Nice. Now, Sogekpo, that's the south side, will stay warm and a little humid with temperatures in the mid 20s and a mix of clouds and hazy sunshine. Now, over in Seungsan, conditions should be similar, making for a comfortable early summer afternoon. That's the east side. Okay, so it should be similar across the island. And speaking of summer, we're only a few days away, yes, from Jeju's expected rainy season. Yes, okay, so get ready for that, which is forecast to, again, we talked about this last week. It's forecast to begin around June 19th. They're kind of predicting it to be around a month long, okay? So if you've been putting off that hike, beach walk, or cafe trip with an ocean view, this week might be a good time to squeeze it in before the rain really starts coming down. And then I'm desperately trying to keep up with the weeds because once that rain comes down, just the weeds, they just shoot up like crazy, right? So, the big picture, a warm and mostly cloudy Monday, only with a small chance of rain, comfortable temperatures across the island, and one more taste of early summer before the monsoon season arrives. Enjoy the day, Jeju, and when we get back, we will reveal the answer to today's question of the day. Yes, okay, so let's do another quick song break, and then we'll do question of the day, okay? And no, actually, let's do it right now. Let's do question of the day right now. Let's do that. Okay. So let's bring that up right now. Let's just do it now. Okay. I like the flow of that. Okay. So we'll make an adjustment in the future. But okay, once again, which fruit do people enjoy with soybean paste in the summer? Is it A, halabog, B, apple mango, C, Korean melon, or D, peach? Okay. What do you guys say? All right. Halcinino says C, chame, and the answer is, I'm looking at it right now. Ding, 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 ding. Chame, good job. Yay, Halcinino. Woo, good job. Ding, 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 ding. You get, it's a Monday, so I'll give you 10 cool points. Great job, Halsey. In Jeju, okay, there are many families that have traditionally enjoyed chame with a little doenjang, all right, soybean paste, as a simple summer dish. Now, the sweet, juicy fruit and the salty, savory paste with a refreshing balance is perfect on a hot day. I was, when Jungin told me about this, I'm like, question of the day, right away. We got to do it. Here's the images here. Now, interestingly, so here it is with the chame, the doenjang on the chame, the Korean melon. But then also, interestingly, subak or watermelon is another popular option to put that on top. Can you see that there? First is like, I heard this and I was like, what? But then, okay, the thing is, my father, who's not Korean at all, I'm adopted. He's an American dad. And he enjoyed whenever we had cantaloupe or melon, he would like to sprinkle salt on top of it. Now, of course, like he was just eating way too much sodium, and my mom would always yell at him for that. But the reason why he liked to sprinkle salt on top of cantaloupe is because the salt actually sucks out the sugar to the surface, so it actually brings out the sweetness of the fruit. And when I thought of that, and I thought of the salty doenjang, I'm like, oh, that I guess that kind of makes sense. Okay. Now, in the past, before refrigerators and cold noodle dishes became common, people would often eat watermelon or cream melon with doenjang because of the fruit's high water content. It helped cool the body and made it easier to enjoy a meal during the humid summer months. Kevin, that makes sense. The juicy fruit acted almost like a light, refreshing broth. Okay, so it turns into this brothy thing. Help washing down rice and other dishes instead of serving a separate cold soup. It also, I think Jung Yoon was talking about. Now, the reason why we're talking about this is because Jung Yoon Chu was hanging out with her Henya team, and that's what they had. Now, they didn't dive that day, but they were kind of planning to dive. But apparently, it really helps settle the stomach too, which I thought was cool. So it's just one of those old Jeju food traditions that might sound a little bit unusual at first, but many locals, they still remember it as the taste of summer. So that's cool. What's the taste of summer for me? I would probably say popsicles. Popsicles. Yeah, like the popsicles, the what do you call it? They're in the long it's like a popsicle stick, but it's in the vinyl bag, and then you rip off the top and then you push the bottom and suck it up, and the plastic edges are super sharp, so you pretty much Joker your own face because you're just like sucking on this sharp plastic tube thing. Anyways, yeah, I guess that's kind of the taste of summer for me. The smell of summer, that's an easy one. That is fresh cut grass. Whenever I smell fresh cut grass and then I hear the lawnmower humming in the background in somebody else's yard, I'm like, okay, it's summertime. So when I cut my own grass, I smell that fresh cut grass. That is summer. Okay, so let's do another song break, and then we're gonna get into the news. Now, this is another artist who we introduced them through the project Normal Aliens, and he was the rapper of that group. He goes by Sandoe, and we listened to his music and we thought it was awesome, and we asked him if we could play his stuff, and he's more than happy. So we are happy to debut Sandoe's music on Gecko Radio. This is SANDOKKAEBI. Super fun. It's got that West Coast pop vibes. You're gonna know what I mean. Okay, and we'll get back to the news after this. Enjoy.
Hey, SANDOKKAEBI from a 6-4. Yeah, 금나와라. Yeah, microphone solo SANDOKKAEBI 등장. 대추도사 무도사 없지만 난 누가 내가 소개해. 닥쳐 들어가 시청 get 'em top down get 'em 연동 get 'em 어디든 다 제주 get 'em 서울 get 'em 전국 get 'em 어디든 다 SANDOKKAEBI 등장 출신 용담 도남 오라동 거청역이 도착 시에 따위 흉체 같은 곡삭 소각주만 돌아왔어 고향 올스쿨 나이 먹은 아저씨 이젠 30주 더 거의 막바지 호랑이주 담배 핀 시절부터 지금까지 줄기차게 뿜어댔죠 라멘 근데 사실 담배는 안 펴 난 한잔하고 피는 거지 난리 딴지 거짓하지 마라 차라리 바디 검질이나 맵사 빨리 그 세찬 막걸리 다 뺏어 먹어 배 두드리 멍다음처럼 좁혀 배지근한 안주 찾는 돼지 소크라테스 알바나 SANDOKKAEBI 금나와라 누가 yeah, 마이크폰 솔로 SANDOKKAEBI 등장 대추도사 무도사 없지만 난 누가 내가 소개해 닥쳐 들어가 시청 get 'em top down get 'em 연동 get 'em 어디든 다 제주 get 'em 서울 get 'em 전국 get 'em 어디든 다 가져와 봄을 창고야 그런 건 없어 클라우드 상시보관 말로만 떠들지 마랑 좁아 죽이는 벽타님 금은 보화 맞아 겁나 속모 페이스 싹다 술로 바꾸는 마소 통장 잔고 상습 가출 What the heck 나게네 잡으러 가는 악주 고집불통 숙취에 따르는 두통에 비틀거려 휘청 빈틈에 날려 취권 마치 쑥독 비오듯 흐르는 플로우 민기적 자빠정이 신자인의 기권 내비둬 다 작사 놈들 뒷바라지 뭐 사내가 말이야 아랑아라지 공 안에도 바빠 Know what I mean if you don't know Now you know 산도깨비 금너와라 뚝딱이야 마이크폰 솔로 산도깨비 등장 배추도사 무도사 없지만 난 누가 내가 소개해 닥쳐 들어가 시청 get em 탑동 get em 연동 get em 어디든 다 제주 get em 서울 get em 전국 get em 어디든 다 시청 get em 탑동 get em 연동 get em 어디든 다 제주 get em 서울 get em 전국 get em 어디든 다
This just in. Jeju Morning News Briefing. All right, welcome back. Yes, this just in. It is the Jeju Morning News Briefing. First, okay, let's take a quick story from the west side of the island. Hey, that's near us. Okay. Now, if you've been following us, you'll know Young Rock Village because that is the village that is my wife, writer Jeju Jade. She's the Henya. That's her Henya team. That's where they're from. Well, today's story happened right next door in Mudang Village, Daejeong, along the rocky coastline. Let's take a look here. Boop. There it is. Okay. According to Hala Daily, a man in his 60s had been fishing from a tidal rock on Thursday evening when he misread the tide tables. Thinking it was still low tide, he stayed out too long and soon... Oh my gosh, there he is. Wow. Okay, soon he found himself completely surrounded by the rising, oh my gosh, by the rising water. We got to zoom in right now. Look at him. There he is. Just stranded on that rock. Bro, come on, man. You got to get those timetables down. Okay, so the thing is, like, we have a big calendar, and it was provided technically by the Jeju government because my wife is Henya, and it's a big calendar, and it's for all the diving schedules for the Henya. But in it is also the tide schedules, right? And where we are, it's very rocky. There aren't many beaches. We're on the western corner of the island, so it's very rocky and it's very cliffy. So the difference in low tide and high tide is quite drastic. Okay, it's not like a slow, like it's coming up a beach. We don't really have beaches. It's just rocks. So when you're driving along the coast, you'll see these fishermen. It's crazy that they do it, but they in their fishing gear, they go out on the edge of these rocks. And they're out there just fishing, which is like, not the safest thing to begin with. But this dude, I guess he just misread the tide. And now because he just misread it, he was completely surrounded by water. And he was on essentially a little rock island. And sometimes those rocks get completely submerged. And my gosh, thank goodness, I guess the water wasn't too insane yesterday. Because if it was, like, I've seen waves like completely crash, and like right along the edge where I'm helping the Henya, I've seen waves go up, like 10 meters just up in the air, just smashing the rocks. All right, so he misread the tide tables. Jeez. Okay, at around 7:15 p.m. emergency services received the call because the water near the rocks was too shallow for a rescue boat to get too close, right? The Jeju Coast Guard Special Rescue Team used a powered rescue board to reach him. About 40 minutes later, he was safely brought back to shore, thankfully without any serious injuries. The Coast Guard is reminding everyone that if you're fishing or exploring Jeju's coastline, please always check the tide schedule before you head out and make sure you're safe on safe ground before the water comes in. Yes. And if you're out after dark, a life jacket isn't just a good idea, it's an essential one. And yes, the island's coastline changes drastically with the tides. I just said this, okay? Low tide is when the sea is at its lowest, okay? Exposing rocky platforms and tidal pools that are perfect for fishing and exploring. But about 6 hours later, high tide can completely cover those same areas, sometimes cutting people off from shore. There's even an island that forms a land bridge when the tide is out, and like a massive island, and then when the tide comes up, it's completely underwater. It's a full-on island. High tide, yes. Because Jeju has many volcanic rock coasts, the water can rise very quickly and quietly. Yes, it's sneaky, okay, especially around dusk at night. That's why local fishermen and Henya always check the multe or the tide schedule before heading out. The sea around Jeju runs on its own clock. Okay, so Jeju's coast is beautiful, but as Henya often say, the sea always deserves our respect. Agreed 100%. So wow, that's intense. Would not want to be on there. Okay. Next, we have here another image. This is a quick airport safety story from Jeju. According to Headline Jeju, on Sunday afternoon, a suspected unidentified drone was detected near Jeju International Airport, briefly bringing flight operations to a halt. Yes, speaking of drones, I got one right here. Yeah, okay, I got this is my little dude. Yeah, love him. Love him. Okay. Um okay, according to Korea's Airport Corporation Jeju Airport, the drone was spotted around 4:40 p.m. Because of the sighting. Aircraft takeoffs and landings were suspended about 4:42 to 4:43 p.m., roughly 10 minutes. That may sound short, but at an airport as busy as Jeju's, every 10 minutes, even 10 minutes, can even have a massive ripple effect. Some planes reportedly had to circle above Jeju, waiting for clearance to land. Yes. Airport officials say they are still looking into where the drone came from and why it was flying there. Now, here's an interesting thing. I have this DJI Air 3, and with it is the DJI, console and all that sort of stuff. If I'm in the zone near the airport, even if I'm in Jeju City, my drone will not take off. Like it will actually be blocked from taking off. So even when I was in Topdong once, and I wanted to fly my drone, which is not that close to the airport, but it was still considered in the restricted zone. So I wasn't even allowed to take off. So I'm not sure how this person they were able to actually get their drone off the ground. I'm curious how that happened. Okay. And yeah, and this is a good reminder. The area around an airport is a strict drone no-fly zone for a reason. Drones can interfere with aircraft during takeoff and landing, which are two of the most sensitive moments of any flight. Even a small drone can create, serious risk if it gets too close to an engine, windshield, or flight path. So if you fly a drone in Jeju, always check the restricted areas first, especially anywhere near the airport. And again, I always thought it was not a problem because it'll let me know when as soon as I turn my console on, it'll say you can't fly. You can't fly in this area. It's restricted, and it won't allow my drone off the ground. So I don't know. I don't know how that was possible. Okay. Next, this one is a bit of a bummer. Okay, and I have to put the picture in real time here. Boop. Okay, let's bring out this other picture down and let's blow this one. Okay, according to the news, we're just a bunch of fats down here in Jeju. Okay, so Jeju is famous for its incredible food culture, from black pork and fresh seafood to cozy cafes on every corner. But a new national survey suggests that our modern lifestyles may have been catching up with us and around our bellies. Okay, according to Jeju Daily News, Jeju's adult obesity rate is now the highest in the country. Oh no, there we are. We're down at the bottom. Okay, so here's the scale. Okay, so there we go. You can see kind of the scale there. Obesity rate. Seoul's kind of up there. Wow, interesting. So Daejeon and Sejong are actually a bit lower, but look at us, Jeonnam, and then bam, Jeju at 36.8%. We're so heavy that we're hanging off the end off the bottom of the country there. We're just hanging off there. Yes, we're fat down here, I guess. Okay, according to a new report from the Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency, 36.8% of adults in Jeju are classified as obese, tied with Jeonnam for the highest rate nationwide. The national average is 34.4%, meaning more than 1 in 3 adults across Korea now fall into the obese category. In Jeju, the rate has also gone up sharply, rising from 28.5% to 2015 to 36.8% in 2024. Okay, so report defines obesity as having a BMI of 25 or higher. So the thing is, I'm going to be real with you. The BMI, you can't trust that because it's just based on simple numbers. It doesn't track your actual body fat percentage. So you could have a guy who goes in who's like shredded, but he's like a big dude, but he could be like so heavy because he has so much muscle compared to his height, he would be considered obese. I think I'm considered obese because I'm not a tall guy, but I do carry a bit of muscle. But I got fat, but I don't think, looking at me, would you call me obese? But I think I would classify as obese because it's just based on the numbers of BMI. So you have to take into account, okay? Because it doesn't actually rate your actual fat percentage, and that also is unique to everybody, right? Everybody carries their fat in a different way. But according to BMI, we're all a bunch of big old people down here, okay? Big islanders, yes? Experts say Jeju's numbers may be connected to several lifestyle factors, including more dining out, busy tourism and service industry work schedules, and not enough regular physical activity. Health officials say this shows the need for more locally tailored health programs, helping build healthier habits in a way that actually fits life here on the island. Well, we do have Jeju Ole Trail, and I do see a lot of like fitness centers and Pilates centers popping up all over the island, or at least around me. So let's get healthy, folks, even though it is the BMI. So I'm not going to say take it with a grain of salt because, you know, BMI is across the board, across the country. So, you know, everybody's getting bigger, but yes, Jeju, we are the biggest. Number one, baby. Okay, let's work on those numbers. All right, let's do another song break, okay? And then we're going to get into super local news. That's, of course, what's going down in the GEC. This one, I'm excited for this. Okay, so this one, you have been hearing Circa on our channel, and then he also has this new band who he's with a drummer, which is very talented, and also Jungle, who is also featured in Circa's videos as well. Well, they have this rock group, and we've played some of their music. It's Others May Forget You, But Not I, and they just dropped their latest music video. Now, if you're driving, of course, do not watch, but if you are sitting down, if you are able to watch it, you got to watch this music video. It is a treat, okay? They just dropped it the other day, and it's making the Gecko Radio debut, and it's got to be probably one of our most epic looking videos. I'm going to stop talking about it. Let's just watch it. This is Freeway by Others May Forget You, But Not I.
Sometimes
For that Jeju morning alternative, tune in to Gecko Radio, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. All week, baby.
That's right. Monday through Friday, all week, all summer. Yes, even when a lot of our viewers are away traveling the world because the GEC is pretty much on break and NLCS is the last one to go. We got that FSAA school getting built. Have you seen the construction? Have you been down in the GEC? Have you seen it right now? Like for the longest time, we would us locals here in the GEC, we would even kind of crack jokes like, "Oh, that school's never getting built. That's never." We keep seeing billboards, we keep seeing signs, but that school's never. And now, nah, man, it's happening. They're real serious. The boards are up. The construction's being made. The foundation's getting poured. So August 2028, that's the schedule. Brand new school, FSAA. Looking at the chat here, yes. ICG Limited says, well, first they say they skew the obesity rate pretty heavily. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we enjoy some food. But again, it's the BMI. So, when I hear BMI, I'm like, bleh, whatever. But I'm not saying don't be unhealthy. Walk those Ole trails, folks. They also say they've been here 15 years and they've never had chame that way. Yeah, agreed. Again, when Junghyun writer JY told us about how she ate the melon like that with the chame on there, I was like, "That's wow, okay." But she only discovered that when she was sitting and eating with her henya, right? So that's straight up Jeju style. Okay, let's move on to the GEC. What's going around the GEC?
It's a
Beautiful day in the GEC. That's my next project is to make a another graphic break for the GEC. I'll get to it. Okay, I'll get to it. I'm just that's me telling myself. Okay, I will get to it. Maybe I'll start working on that today. We'll see. All right. So this one is a honorary GEC story. I'll have to put the pictures here in real time. That's okay. That's how we do it here in Gecko Radio. We do everything in real time, right? Okay. This is an honorary. So it didn't happen in the GEC, but it might as well have because there are just so many folks from the GEC involved in this event. It was this past Saturday night. Tapdong Seaside Stage came alive as the 2026 Jeju Expats Festival brought together musicians, artists, and families from all over the island. Let's bring up the first image here. Boop. Blow it up, PD. You got it. Boop. What's this? Get rid of this. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at that image. Very cool. Yeah. There it is. Look at that. Awesome. Okay. This this is what happened last Saturday night. It's the 2026 Jeju Expats Festival. Yes. Now, it's in its 13th year. The festival is a celebration of Jeju's international community, with many of the performers and organizers coming from our very own global education city and the international school community. Yes. Okay. The lineup featured an incredible range of music, okay, from rock and reggae to folk to metal to world music and DJ sets. Teacher bands like Chimp No Chimp, the D Words, and Milton Staplers shared the stage with artists including Jessica Garcia, June Lee, and Sequel. We love those guys. They're on Gecko Radio. Demon Hawk and Mad, and the festival closer, Omar in the Eastern Power, who's honorary Jeju band because they started in Jeju. Now, I want to talk to you about this next image here, okay? This one here, all right? Yeah. Okay, so this performance here, this is performed by this incredible heavy metal group Mad, M-A-D, right? And I was like, heavy metal, okay, like I'm definitely, I grew up with heavy metal. I'm aware of heavy metal, but heavy metal in Jeju, I mean, heavy metal in Korea, let alone Jeju, right? These guys took the stage, and Mad was not just a good like that's a fun metal rendition of how people interpret heavy metal in Korea. No, they were straight up heavy metal proper. Just the lead singer just like proper, just you know what I'm talking about? And like the people were mosh pitting, proper moshing up in the center. And I immediately ran backstage and yeah, thrash metal. There we go. Ran backstage and I was just like, hey, I talked to some of the band. I'm like, can we talk later? Because I would love to have your music on Gecko Radio. So do keep a lookout for Mad on Gecko Radio. I'm kind of in the final chats with the musicians, and hopefully we can get those guys on because they are fantastic. We don't have any heavy metal yet on our station or thrash metal. Yes, they go really hard. So I'm gonna start finding their actual music files, but also here's another image of them. Wait, do I have that? No, I don't have that. Okay, we're just gonna have to deal with this one. But they were fantastic. They blew me away. Incredible. Okay. Now beyond the music, visitors enjoyed international flea markets. Of course, the food was really good. Okay, there was cultural activities and art experiences that turned Tapdong waterfront into a true global village for one summer night. This was the best one. I've been to 3 or 4, and this one was the best. Okay, so far. So they're like getting better every year, I feel. You know, people from dozens of backgrounds came together to sing, dance, and celebrate. There were people from Africa. There was people, of course, from the States and North America, South America, Europe, in all across Asia and Southeast Asia. It was very global. Okay, now, and for all of us here in the GEC, it's a great reminder that some of Jeju's strongest cultural bridges are being built by the teachers, artists, students, and families who now call this island home. So, yes. Oh yes, Cavalier. Yes, correct. No. Hey, funny that you mentioned that, Cavalier. We are also meeting them on Tuesday. We're gonna meet with them in person. Actually, Cavalier itself is taking a break because I've been talking with Laz, but then they're doing another project that they just wanted to meet and talk with us. I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, actual amazing artists want to sit down and talk with us. So I'm trying not to fanboy too much because I have to be like, okay, we're a proper radio station, but this is when artists are reaching out to us, and Laz and Robin, they're like, no, we want to actually sit down and talk with you guys. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. So I'm super excited. We're gonna hang out with them later this week. So yeah, you mentioned Cavalier, very cool. And then yeah, okay. Also, this is a fun picture. Got to put it up. Okay. Hey, there's our MC, writer JY. Yes, look at her in all of her glory, in her dress, looking fantastic. She killed it up there. This is our writer, JY. She seamlessly translated and interpreted between English and Korean. There's a session after the musicians are done playing. They have an onstage interview, and JY, she showcased her amazing skills of seamlessly bouncing back in between Korean and English. So yes, that was super awesome. All right. I'll tell you what, let's get right into Good Eatin', because we're running a little bit behind, but we did start later today. We were a bit late. We were 5 minutes late, so we're going to start a little bit later. But with that said, let's do that. Jeju Good Eatin'. Let's do that.
Y'all been so hungry you could eat all the halbang in Jeju, but y'all couldn't find a place to chow down? Well, stay tuned for Gecko Radio's Good Eatin'.
All right, we are back with Jeju Good Eatin'. Every Monday, my script is being blocked. Every Monday, we highlight a place, a dish, or a food story from around Jeju, okay? And somewhere we're checking when you're hungry, curious, or just looking for your next good meal or good drink on the island. And I'm doing this real time because I did not put it in. Got to put it in right now. Come on, PD, faster. Boop, done. Look at this. All right. Now, this place is right down the road from us, and this is smack dab in the middle of the GEC. Okay, this is Ilgonggong Shabu GEC branch. Ilgonggong Shabu. Very go. If you love hot pot, if you love shabu shabu, we went to this place, And as far as shabu shabu goes, it's solid. It's solid food. Okay, it's pretty good. Okay, we went for the shabu shabu in Vietnamese rice paper wrap set, and it turned out to be one of those meals that feels both hearty and surprisingly healthy. You know when you're feeling shabu shabu, you know what I mean? Like some days you just are asking, all right, what do you want for dinner? And you're like, I'm kind of feeling shabu shabu. Right here, this place right here, right in the middle of the GEC. Okay, it's a chain, but it's a quality one. The restaurant's concept is all about 100-year health dining, with the name Ilgonggong, or 100, representing the idea of eating well for a long life. Now, the chain focuses on fresh vegetables, thinly sliced meats, shabu shabu, and fragrant hinoki cypress steamed cooking, all built around lighter, balanced flavors. Let's get some other images up here. Let's bring up that meat. Got to show the meat, of course. Okay, we got some meat here. And then let's bring up another one while we're at it. Here we go. Here's the setup, right? That's your good old-fashioned shabu shabu setup right there. It's got that really cool rice paper like dish right there where the hot water's underneath, and then it goes through that little hole there. Yeah. Our recommendation. So we start by loading up your rice paper with crisp vegetables and meat for your Nam Sam, or Vietnamese wrap. Then move to the bubbling shabu pot. Of course, you have half spicy, half regular. So, you have the options there. And then there's something very satisfying about cooking each bite yourself. I mean, you know what I mean. You know how shabu shabu works if you've lived in Korea for long enough. It's a great spot for local families and groups. We saw a lot of students, a lot of people mingling there, eating at your own pace. And because there's such a variety of vegetables and ingredients, even picky eaters usually find something they like. And with the summer arriving in Jeju, a lighter meal like shabu shabu, lost my plates in the script here. It's just warm and comforting and fresh enough that you don't feel weighed down. Yes, yeah, just don't eat too much, because we totally felt weighed down after eating that much, and we contributed to the obesity rate definitely that day. So we are making Jeju fatter. So apologies for that. And if you didn't catch that, if you weren't here earlier, it's because in the news, we talked about how Jeju is now rated the fattest in the country. Well, according to BMI, okay. So if you're around the global education city and wondering where to go for dinner this week, Ilgonggong Shabu is definitely, it's worth putting on your list, okay? It's good old, you know what you're getting, shabu shabu. They're not lying, okay? All right, now let's move on to our last section of the day. We might not have time for Jeju Word of the Day, so we're going to end with Jeju Forever Homes. And where is the soundbite? There we go. Jeju Forever Homes. All right, I'm going to make another break for that too. Don't worry. Okay, now every week we will spotlight animals here in Jeju that are looking for loving forever homes. And sometimes it'll be dogs, sometimes cats. Hey, maybe axolotls or geckos, who knows? Sometimes just stories from shelters and rescue groups around the island really doing meaningful work. This week we'd like to introduce a very special girl from Halim Animal Shelter. Okay, this is Yo, which means fox. That totally makes sense, because look at this image. I immediately thought right away, foxy. Definitely fox. My goodness. Aw, yo, right? Fox in Korean. And look, just one look at her face, you can understand why. With those bright eyes, fluffy tan coat, and cheeky little smile, she really does look like a small fox, doesn't she? So cute. Here, let's bring up another image, PD. Come on. Okay, there we go. Here's another foxy image. Yeah. Wow. Really looks like fox. Wow. Okay. All right. Let me give you Yo's profile here. Okay. Gender is female. Breed is fox. I'm just kidding. Breed is a mixed dog. Okay. Size is we're gonna say medium. Wow. The weight is between 16 to 25 kilograms. I would not. That doesn't. The image is really misleading, because I thought this was more of a kind of a smaller dog, but this is a big dog, okay? It's anywhere, this is a big gap between 16 to 25 kilograms, but our biggest dog, Neela, that we have, she's a big girl. She's a little over 20 kilos. So I can't imagine Yo, I cannot imagine Yo being that big. It doesn't look that big in the photos. Very misleading, Yo. What are you doing? It must be that fox-like face that's really kind of throwing me off. Okay. Now for us, this segment is personal. So we volunteered at Harlem Animal Shelter several times, and we make monthly donations. And every visit leaves us amazed by the dedication of Jeju friends who manages the shelter, volunteers, and everyone who gives their time to these dogs. In December 2025, they upgraded the shelter with a newly built roof rest area for the animals. Yes, it's fantastic. And it's a reminder that this community never stopped trying to make a life better for them. Yes, when we were helping out there, it was rough because just individual caged sheds, and it was brutal in the winter and the summer. Yeah. We're definitely planning to head back and volunteer again. And maybe, just maybe, Yo is waiting for the right person to walk through those gates. Now, some of the dogs at Harlem Shelter have been waiting for a very long time. I believe it's a no-kill shelter, so the dogs have been there for a while. It's easy for older dogs or less flashy dogs to be overlooked, but we've also seen something wonderful happen. Many of them eventually find a family and turn them into a perfect companion. Sometimes the dogs have waited the longest becomes the very best friend you could ever hope for. Okay, if you're thinking about adopting, fostering, or simply want to see more wonderful dogs looking for a family, check out jejeon.com. That is JEJEON.com. Jejeon. Once again, that's JEJEON.com, and browse the adoptable animals. Okay, every adoption opens the door for another rescue. That makes sense too. Okay. Also, spay and neuter your pets, folks. Spay and neuter your pets, please. Okay. I will die on that hill. I've had some arguments, some discussions with folks about spaying and neutering, but I'm team spaying and neuter. Spay and neuter your animals, please. Okay. Jeju Forever Homes, because every good dog deserves, and cat and gecko and goldfish deserves a forever home. Okay. Yes, you guys. That yeah, I know. Yeah, don't you agree? Limited, don't you agree? That really looks like a fox, except it's like it could be something like 25 kilos. That's a big old fox. Okay, that's like a mythical animal. All right. We're going a little bit over, but that's okay because we started a little bit later today. We'll hope to be exactly on time. We'll try to be as professional as possible. We're on the edge of being professional and goofy. I guess that's where Gecko Radio resides. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to Gecko Radio Jeju Morning Alternative. We hope we helped start your week with a little more local news, a little more Jeju, and hopefully a little more inspiration. It's cool to talk to you, have discussions with you guys on the chat like this. Some of you really seem connected to the island as well. So hopefully we teach you something new. Hopefully we share something new with you guys, and we want to keep displaying and showing music that you guys would be really into, that we are also into. Okay, have a great Monday, and tomorrow we'll be back with another edition of Jeju Life Hack. You get a little tips, local knowledge, and practical advice to make island life just a bit easier. And until then, we'll see you next time on Gecko Radio. Big thank you to all the local artists and also the local businesses who have supported us as well. So yes, thank you so much. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up today. Let's what are we going to do here? Okay, this one's another fun song. This is again by one of our latest artists. This is HUMIN, Python. They're going to play us out, and we'll see you tomorrow, 7 a.m. Okay, happy week, you guys. See you later.
아마 우리 어제 한 봤었지. 난 너를 찾아 비틀비틀 먼 길을 돌아 또 만났네. 넌 나를 건드렸잖아. 좋아 보여도 모른 채로 흥얼흥얼거리며 걸어가는 너의 시선 어떻게 잡을까. 난 분에 참을 수 없어. You took my hand so now became my rival thing. Should I take your better life? Oh, oh. 난 빨간 빛을 뿌려 I'm a yellow bison. I'm a yellow bison. 노란 피부 새까만 반점 미꾸라지 같은 나는 널 넘어 절대로 돌아보지 마 여기선 아무도 믿을 수 없어 나는 조용히 안에서 살던 대로 살았을 뿐인데 먼저 날 부른 건 너야 잠자는 뱀을 깨운 거야 You took my head so now became my rival thing Should I take your better life oh oh 난 빨간 빛을 뿌려 아마 몰래 You took my